Madrid is not just a city. It is a heartbeat split in two. On one side, the royal white of Real Madrid, shining with history, trophies, and global fame. On the other, the fierce red and white stripes of Atlético Madrid, carrying the soul of the working class, the grit of people who fight for respect. When these two meet, it is not just football. It is war in boots. The streets hum with chants, flags wave from balconies, and families divide at the dinner table. Every pass, every tackle, every roar in the stadium is more than sport. It is identity, pride, and fire. The story of this rivalry stretches back over a century, and every chapter drips with drama. Real Madrid rose to become kings of Europe, their name echoing in every corner of the world, while Atlético carried the spirit of defiance, never bowing, never surrendering. For Atlético fans, beating Real is more than 3 points. It is proving that heart can stand against power. For Real supporters, victory is tradition, a reminder that the crown belongs only to them. Each derby carries old wounds, goals celebrated with fury, red cards that turned games into chaos, and last-minute strikes that broke hearts. The history is not just remembered. It is felt in every cheer, every whistle, every heartbeat inside the Wanda Metropolitano or the Santiago Bernabeu. Before the first whistle even blows, the city shakes. In the south, Atlético fans march with drums, their chants raw and powerful, echoing through narrow streets. In the north, Real Madrid supporters gather, waving white flags like waves of pride, their voices booming with confidence. This is not just a crowd. It is an army of passion. Inside the stadium, the air is thick with smoke from flares, banners stretching across the stands like giant battle shields. Children watch with wide eyes, grandparents sing with cracked voices, and strangers embrace as brothers and sisters. Every seat becomes a heartbeat, every song a weapon, and the stadium transforms into a living volcano, ready to erupt the moment the ball rolls. When Atlético and Real Madrid meet, the pitch becomes a stage where legends are born and enemies are made. Real has carried icons like Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and Luka Modric, men who carved history with golden boots and graceful passes. Across them stand Atlético warriors like Diego Simeone in his playing days, Fernando Torres with the heart of Madrid's streets, and Diego Costa with fire in his veins. Each player wears more than a shirt. They wear the weight of millions of voices. A goal is not just a number on the board. It is glory for one side and heartbreak for the other. The tackles are harder, the runs are faster, and even the silence before a penalty feels like thunder waiting to break. Heroes rise in white or red, but in the derby, even heroes are called villains by the other side. If the players are warriors, then the managers are generals, locked in a silent but brutal battle of ideas. For years, Diego Simeone has stood like a storm in his black suit, his fists clenched, his voice echoing across the pitch like a war cry. He turns Atlético into an army, disciplined, fearless, ready to bleed for every inch of grass. On the other side, Real Madrid has seen masterminds who command with calm authority, from Zinedine Zidane's quiet genius to Carlo Ancelotti's steady hand. Their choices, when to attack, when to defend, when to gamble, decide the rhythm of the war. One mistake can burn a legacy. One bold move can build immortality. In these derbies, the sideline is not calm. It is a battlefield of its own, where every gesture is loaded with fire. The Santiago Bernabeu and the Wanda Metropolitano are not just stadiums. They are cathedrals where faith is shouted, sung, and lived. The Bernabeu, with its towering stands and history carved into its walls, breathes of royalty and grandeur. When Real steps onto that pitch, fans expect nothing less than dominance. Across the city, the Metropolitano pulses with raw defiance, its sea of red and white scarves creating a storm of noise that shakes the air. For Atletico fans, every match there is a promise that they will never kneel to their richer, louder neighbor. These arenas remember every scream, every heartbreak, every miracle goal. Under their floodlights, the Madrid Derby is not just played. It is carved into the soul of football. Every rivalry has moments that never fade, and in Madrid, those memories burn like fire. Atletico fans still feel the sting of Lisbon in 2014 when Sergio Ramos rose in the final seconds to crush their dream of lifting the Champions League. That header was not just a goal. It was a dagger that cut into generations of red and white hearts. Yet, there are nights when Atletico's roar shakes the sky, like their Copa del Rey victory at the Bernabeu in 2013, when they silenced Real in their own palace. Each side holds scars. Each side holds triumphs. These moments are not forgotten. They are retold like war stories, handed down from fathers to sons, from mothers to daughters, fueling the fire every time the derby returns. When Real Madrid faces Atletico, it is not just a match of teams, but of philosophies. Real plays like artists with a crown, flowing passes, elegant touches, and goals born from brilliance. Their football feels like music, every move a reminder of why they are called Los Blancos. Atletico, by contrast, plays with grit, steel, and blood. Their defense is a wall, their tackles are thunder, and their counterattacks strike like lightning. Where Real dances, Atletico fights. Where Real shines with beauty, Atletico burns with raw power. This clash of styles turns every derby into something deeper, not just a game, but a duel between art and grit, silk and steel, pride and persistence. Madrid breathes football, but the derby splits its heart in two. In one neighborhood, children wear the pure white of Real, dreaming of glory under the lights of the Bernabeu. Just a few streets away, another group runs with red and white stripes, their voices echoing the defiance of the Calderón and the Metropolitano. Families sit at the same table but cheer for different sides. Brothers argue, fathers and daughters shout in opposite directions, yet all are bound by the same fever. On Derby Day, Madrid is divided, but the city glows brighter than ever. The chants from both sides rise into the same sky, proving that while rivalries divide, they also unite, because without one, the other would not shine as fiercely. When the final whistle blows, the scoreboard may show a winner, but the rivalry never rests. In Madrid, every child born is destined to choose, white or red. Every season brings new heroes, new heartbreaks, and new stories to add to the legend. The derby is not trapped in the past. It grows, it breathes, it evolves. Whether it is played in the Bernabeu, the Metropolitano, or even in faraway stadiums during European nights, the meaning remains the same. Pride, identity, and the fight for supremacy in a city that lives for football. Long after today's stars hang up their boots, long after today's fans grow old, the chants will still rise, the flags will still wave, and Atletico versus Real will still burn like fire, eternal, untouchable, unforgettable.